I want to share with you one of the greatest lessons that anyone could ever learn in the Christian faith. And this is something that most Christians, the large majority of Christians, will never learn and will never live by in their many years of walking with Christ. Many of you would have known that I've had a recent setback with my health, which has left me completely debilitated. It's hard to even record this video. It's been so difficult. My energy levels are so low, I can't look at electronic screens, I can't do anything. And having all of this extra time, it's amazing still the temptation that comes to not pray. The flesh just doesn't want to pray, and it will make new excuses rather than I'm too busy. It'll be excuses like I'm too tired, I'm just feeling just down in my circumstances, I just want to lay there, I'll pray tomorrow. It's always excuses that come up. And one lesson that I learned years ago that transformed my life, I'm about to share that with you. It was always a struggle before that. It was always this struggle of, I'm not feeling this. It would stop me from doing certain things. I was really living on the level of feelings. At the moment, if I lived from that place, I wouldn't pray at all. Yet I've prayed more than I've ever prayed in my life during this time. Certainly not because I feel like doing it, but because of a recognition of my need for God and a recognition of how wonderful and glorious it is to connect with Him and to know Him above all. And one of the blessings of such devastating circumstances is that I've been stripped of so many things. There's nothing for me to grab hold of. There's just nothing, not even ministry at the moment. I could just do a few videos here and there. But it just makes my heart yearn for God. And the lesson that I want to share with you is this. The Christian life needs to be lived on the level of truth, not on the level of emotions. Too many people give themselves permission to live by their emotions, and they think because I don't feel this way, because I don't feel like doing this, I don't have the motivation, I'm not feeling God, therefore what I'm going to do is I'm not going to pray, I'm not going to read the Bible, I'm not going to press into God. But one of the greatest keys is that one of the greatest things that God can do is at times to withdraw Himself, to take away any emotions of feeling spiritual, of feeling close to God, because that's when your faith is really tested. And without faith, it is impossible to please Him. Hebrews 11:6. You need to live from the place where you say to yourself, I'm going to stand on these truths. I'm going to do what God's called me to do, even if I don't feel it. And I tell you at the moment, friends, I don't feel like it. I feel flat. I just want to lay down. I don't want to pray, especially at night. It's so easy to go, I'm just going to lay here. I'm tired at the end of the day. But no, one thing that I've been deliberate about, and I haven't done it perfectly. There's been nights where I haven't done this. But there's also been many nights where I've come before God for a long period of time and I've just sat there and I've just said, God, I'm here, I don't feel anything, but by faith I'm coming before you and trusting that I'm going to meet with you, you're going to meet with me, and you're going to reveal something to me. And I just get out His Word and I just flick through so many things in His Word, especially things about who He is. I go to passages about who God is, how great God is, His promises, and it just does something. It just does something. We need to be able to come before God, even when we don't feel like it. Sit there, just open up His Word, sit before Him and say, Lord, even in this prayer time, it's not about feeling anything. It's just about coming to you, and I believe that you're going to meet me here. I believe that you're going to reveal yourself to me, Lord. I believe that everything you say in your Word is true. And you meet Him there, and sometimes you'll experience Him. You'll be transformed on the inside. Your perspective will be transformed. You'll see things clearer. Your heart will be aligned with his heart. And at other times that may not happen, but it doesn't mean that the prayer time has been any less worthwhile or that he hasn't heard you. I love Galatians 6:9. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap a harvest if you do not give up in due season. And this is what we're called to do day after day after day. If we only live by our emotions and we only live by how we feel, then our Christian life is going to be a yo-yo. But if we resolve in our mind that no, I'm going to live by faith and I'm going to come before God even if nothing happens, then wait and see what God does in your life. So that's the lesson I want to share with you today. It's that we need to live the Christian life independent of our emotions and our feelings. We need to live it by faith, and how we feel should never change how we live. Whether you feel like praying, whether you don't feel like praying, you should still come before God. And each time that you do, it is an act of faith, and he will honour that, even if you don't see anything happening immediately. Trust in him, trust who he is, come before him day after day after day, and stop looking at how you feel. Fix your eyes on who he is, because that never changes despite how much your emotions change.